There are those who criticize the church by applying worldly standards to judge righteousness and unrighteousness. Some even betray the duties entrusted to them by the church under the principle of trust and good faith, forcing their church into worldly courts by asserting their own subjective interpretations of righteousness based on personal interests. In the world, every culture and individual interprets righteousness differently. Such worldly laws cannot possibly understand a church that operates with God's will as its standards of righteousness. Yet, some who call themselves believers hand over what belongs to God to the world and take delight in it. This demonstrates that they have a distorted understanding of righteousness and unrighteousness despite their long years in the church. What is righteousness? Even the world understands righteousness as doing what is morally right and being just. However, strangely, there have long been those in the church who seek to remove the moral elements from the concept of righteousness. They often regard righteousness as a kind of secret knowledge hidden from humanity and claim, moral behavior does nothing to help one attain righteousness. Those who have been taught such ideas feel no guilt in their conscience when they see the church being torn apart by worldly laws. Righteousness is the fruit of the light, for the fruit of the light consists in all goodness, righteousness, and truth. If we have been given by God's light, we will bear the fruit of righteousness along with the fruit of goodness. This does not refer to justification, where we, as sinners, are considered righteous through the merits of the blood. Those upon whom the light shines are truly changed into righteous people. Of course, humans cannot achieve the level of righteousness of God while on this earth. Furthermore, even if one reaches the highest level of righteousness possible, it is impossible to maintain it perfectly. However, if we do not give up on obeying God's commandments, we will increasingly come to resemble God's nature. Obedience is following the salvation ministry of God. God's work of salvation is not complete simply because we have been forgiven. Until the Lord comes again, we must overcome the evil one. Little children, let no one deceive you. He who practices righteousness is righteous, just as he is righteous. He who sins is of the devil, for the devil has sinned from the beginning. For this purpose the Son of God was manifested, that he might destroy the works of the devil. Those who sin belong to the devil, but those who practice righteousness through obedience are righteous just as God is righteous, and they are participants in the Lord's salvation ministry who came to destroy the devil. The fact that we were used by God confirms that we, who were once used by the devil, have broken away from our past unrighteous ways. And do not present your members as instruments of unrighteousness to sin, but present yourselves to God as being alive from the dead, and your members as instruments of righteousness to God. When we were born again, God's nature was given to us. However, that nature is constrained by the flesh. Now, let us activate the nature through discipline. Let us offer ourselves as instruments of righteousness to God. Let us strive to resemble God's nature and devote ourselves to fulfilling His work.